Autobots, transform, and roll out. It is the 3rd of March, 2026. Welcome to our first Transformers live stream of the new year. Now, again, this channel continues to be active. We've posted our Energon Universe reviews and we posted up the big Transformers comic book leaks. And we're going to show those off and talk about them just a little bit more, just to kind of touch base on a lot of the comments. Between TikTok and our YouTube channel, we have a lot of comments that I kind of want to touch base on. A lot of them are pretty broad, so I'm not going to like read every single one of them, but they touch on similar. They're similar questions, similar commentary. So we're gonna touch base. We just are, and then we're gonna get into a couple of significant Transformer leaks to start off the year, at least in my opinion. So if you are adverse to leaks for upcoming product, if you're adverse to spoilers, turn back now. But like and comment before you go. All right, let's do it. Um, hey, Miguel has joined us. He's just finished his exercises. Yeah, I did. Well, Monday through Friday, I do my workouts, and so, but that's been a hot minute. It's been a while because it's 1 now. So my son and I have had a busy morning between. It's super windy, so I wanted to take the opportunity to fly some kites. Um, we watched some Transformers animated because I was feeling it, and then I looked at some of the new pre-orders that are coming up for some Transformers. Again, I looked at a lot of stuff because I like toys, but for this particular channel and this live stream, Transformers. Okay, so first and foremost, we need to get Transformers. Well, we need to get this quick little bit of info out of the way because this is short and sweet. The G.I. Joe film that is in development at Paramount. You know how I feel about Paramount. That film is Paramount is approaching the development of G.I. Joe like they did with Transformers: Rise of the Beast, which I think is a significant mistake, a significant mistake. And in that respect, they are having Danny McBride and Max Landis write 2 different scripts, and then after their scripts are finished, Paramount wants to hire another writer to bring those concepts together into one. I don't mind that Danny McBride is writing a script. I don't care. Max Landis's involvement is where I draw the line. Now, I've said this before on TikTok, and I've said this on our other channel. Paramount does not have my financial support anymore. I won't pay them to see Transformers or G.I. Joe. They won't get a single dime from me. But I think hiring Max Landis, who is a known predator, it's a known sexual predator, like widely known, no secret, like it's known, is just absolutely disgusting in the face of what's going on in the state of the world right now. So, with that being said, how you feel about G.I. Joe is how you feel about it. I don't care. Like Danny McBride, I like his Vice Principals show and shit like that. Maybe he could do something interesting with G.I. Joe. But as long as Max Landis is involved, it's not gonna. No, no, no. I wouldn't encourage. Like if you're not boycotting Paramount, that's fine. You don't have to. I would not encourage you to see this GI Joe film if it ends up happening. I hope it doesn't. There is another topic that I want to touch on, but we'll get to that later. It's not as important, but it does tie into Transformers films and the next step for that franchise in terms of like the gossip going around. The big one though, Miguel is asking which episode of Transformers Animated did y'all watch? We watched the 2-part season 1 finale, the Megatron Rising 2-parter. It's one of my favorite episodes in terms of a villain being revived, and really honestly, really, I think Megatron Rising is a great episode for supervillains. Like, because I'm working on something. If you follow the other channels, you know about my business ventures. But it's fun to watch, but then there's also some inspiration in it. Like Megatron Rising is a good villain 2-parter. It's a good villain reveal 2-parter. But anyway, So yeah, that's the two-part episode we watched this morning with breakfast. Just because I got a lot of thoughts going on in terms of villains. I'm writing right now. We're in active development. My company is. So like it was an episode where I was like, oh hey, this Megatron episode, because Megatron's a really good villain in that cartoon. Um, hey Dan, how you doing, man? Uh, yeah, we're live on our other. I mean, like Transformers is live when we have Transformer news, but yeah, we're always active. Sorry, but I never had any interest in GI Joes. No. Oh no, Miguel doesn't have any interest in GI Jose. I thought he. I don't know what GI Jose is. Kaiju Corbin is here now. What's the controversy outside of the new Skybound issue? Oh, we'll get to it. One small piece of the controversy is Max Landis involved in the GI Joe film, which is meant to tie into Transformers. We got to get to all of that step by step. There's a lot to unpack in terms of leaks early this year. And then Miguel says, "Ooh, very nice." Yes. Okay. So first up, our first State of the Union is about the Skybound issue. So, I mean, pretty much we're gonna get right into that. I'm gonna bring up. Hey, Kaz. All right. Okay, so first thing first, um, in terms of Skybound Transformers issue 30, it comes out March 11th. The entire issue leaked. It's a little hard to find, but it is out there. Uh, a lot of shit went down at the Comics Pro event. Like a lot of shit, too much to even get into, and most of you wouldn't give a shit about that. If you want to talk about what went down on Comics Pro, we can do that in the Discord because like there's a lot of gossip. Again, I can't help it. I love hearing I love these industries, but I also always love hearing what goes on. And between Skybound and shit, there's a lot. Not bad. Not when it comes to Skybound. Well, at least depending on how you feel about this issue. I like it personally. Transformers issue 30, I thought was great. I have the same complaints that I've said in my reviews on TikTok, that I've said in my reviews on YouTube. Kirkman's moving way too fast through these really important moments, or these really pivotal, iconic moments. Hey, Kaz, absolutely. Always happy to see you a lot. But so I'll start off with that. I think Kirkman is moving way too fast through this, but no, it's not low. It's probably just far away from my face. But I will say the big moment that generated more commentary. Well, not more. It brought out the incels. Not so much on TikTok. I don't think the TikTok incel community isn't that strong. YouTube apparently has quite the incel community because we've had some weird comments on this moment. So Alita has the Matrix. Prime gives her the Matrix pretty much, and she becomes Alita Prime. So this is our new leader of the Autobots. This is our Blake Lively. Pretty much, this is our heroine. She is now the leader of the Autobots. The faction is split. A group of Autobots go with her back to Cybertron, and she also brings the dead bodies with her, which leads me to believe we're about to get a revival. She's going to use the power of the Matrix and Energon to revive the fallen comrades. To me, that just seems inevitable. So I feel like we're going to see Ratchet back. I feel like at this point it's inevitable Bumblebee's going to come back. But Aaliyah's going to use her powers to revive the Autobot military and to continue the good war. I love this design. I don't have any problems with it. I think some of the comments are really fucking weird. I'm sorry. I think it's weird. It's weird how these people come out of the woodwork. Like, I want something different with Transformers. I don't want it dramatically different, but I want to see characters used in different ways. And I don't think Optimus always has to be the stoic, boring leader. I think Optimus is an interesting character. I think he's most interesting in Transformers Animated. And I don't need the whole the super military gutso, bravado, all that bullshit. But it's weird when even a fictional woman robot gets involved. It brings out the creep factor. I see no problem with this story development. I see no problem with it at all. I think it's interesting. I honestly base this is because people are blaming Robert Kirkman, but this was said at Comics Pro. Just to be super clear, this was what Daniel Warren Johnson was planning. So Daniel Warren Johnson, when he left Transformers, yes, he's not writing or drawing it anymore. He left, but him and Kirkman did outline the next 25 issues. This was Warren Johnson's plan. Warren did, I mean, so just really, really clear. This was Daniel Warren Johnson's idea that Kirkman executed. Now, is it possible Johnson would have taken more time with it? I think so, because I feel like, and this might be my bias, Johnson writes a lot like I do, or at least that's the vibe I get because I have everything Johnson's ever written and drawn. I have all of his collections, but he takes his time. He lets the art speak for itself. He sometimes lets the visuals speak with no dialogue. Johnson is a very different storyteller from Kirkman. Would it have played out differently? 100%. But I believe very strongly that it might have happened over a longer period of time, basically. But this still was going to happen because this was Daniel Warren Johnson's idea, not Kirkman's. There was a comment calling it on YouTube, not on TikTok. That's because again, the TikTok community is very different. On YouTube, I have a comment literally calling this woke. I don't know what kind of insane world we're in. I don't fucking know. It's weird. I mean, like this is insane to me. This is insane to me. There's nothing woke about this development itself. This is where the arc was going. We saw this from the very beginning when Alita first appeared. This is natural development of these characters. I'm sorry, but it's insanity. It's weird how women constantly become a target. It's fucking weird. It's weird. Anyway, we have a handful of viewers right now. Please, again, for the YouTube algorithm, like this video before you pop out and leave a comment. Thank you. Let's see. Miguel says G.I. Jose is the G.I. Joe Family Guy parody. Alita Prime, my ears. Miguel says she looking good. It is a great design. Corbin Kaiju says give us Bumble Prime or Cliff Prime Skybound. No, I want Cliff Jumper to stay as Cliff Jumper. But I have a theory about where this story is going. Dan says Ratchet can come back, B can stay dead. B's coming back. Miguel says, my boy, poor Bumblebee. You don't got to worry too much longer. Kaz says, any updates on Transformers games? Yes. I don't have notes, but I have notes in my head, bullet points. We're going to go down them. Comics first, because I already know not as many people read comics as they do the games. Let's see. Miguel asks, I forget, are they an item? Yes, Optimus and Alita are an item. They are romantic. They are lovers in the nighttime. Saber Interactive Transformers game question. We'll put a pin in that for now. Dan says Transformers fan base, toxic and annoying. I don't know, man. Like Star Wars Transformers, this isn't about one fan base being more toxic. This is about internet promotion of misogyny and clickbait and grifting. It is not anything. I don't do the grift. I don't the misogyny, the weird shit. I'm not in that. I'm not involved in that in any way. I say fuck it to every grifter, every clickbait, every bullshit article. But it's not exclusive to Transformers. It's Star Wars. It's Marvel. People are still going after Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, and they're targeting Blake Lively, and it's just like it's constant. It is, but it's not the fan base. It is the grifter base. And there's a significance difference there, and it's fucked. Radio Doc is commenting on that ain't real on the Resident Evil meme, and I'm just like, we know. There's a different conversation going on in the Discord, but I'm sorry I have to comment on it. It was obviously fake. It's a meme. Like, Radio just fucking lost it. Like, I don't even fucking know. Anyway, let's see. Miguel says, I mean, if they are still an item when she leaves after becoming Prime. I think so. I mean, like, again, Kirkman isn't this. Again, this is my only complaint. Kirkman is not a writer that takes his time. I I feel like it's open ended, but I think you could say that they are definitely still an item. They're just on two different sides of this conflict. Now, I showed this off. We're going to show the next one. Probably my favorite, favorite Optimus design in a long time. New design, anyway. How the comic ends. And it ends with a new look for Optimus. Now, when it comes to Optimus, there was a lot of questions about why isn't he Orion Pax? So here's the thing. Orion Pax happened. That's actually referenced in Void Rivals. So pay attention, because this is kind of taking, this is kind of paying homage and tipping the hat to a lot of various Transformers universes. Orion Pax, we don't know what happens yet because it hasn't been detailed, but something happens to Orion Pax. He is rebuilt and he changes his name to Optimus. And then, while we still, again, yet another thing we don't have details on, and then after changing his name to Optimus, he becomes Prime. He gets the Matrix and becomes Prime and gets the Prime name. So, Prime is Prime's a title, like it, sort of always has been, or, well, retconned into being one, but it's very Transformers animated. Very much so kind of Transformers animated in that he's Optimus, he becomes Prime, he no longer has the Matrix, he's back to just being Optimus, because the Orion Pax look and identity was abandoned long before he was a Prime because of something that happened, which we don't have the details on yet, which I'm cool with. Stories, these are comics. Everything's, you wait for it to come, you let the story tell itself. I'm not in a hurry for all this. Honestly, like I said, Kirkman needs to slow the fuck down anyway. Hold on. I'm trying to catch up. Dan likes the Autobot Civil War direction. Kaiju says there are a couple that's having issues out in the open, but they still love each other. Yeah, pretty much. Miguel says, not gonna lie, I really want to see this storyline in Transformers animated, Black Arachne becoming a Prime. Kaiju says, I think people forgot Orion Pax got rebuilt into Optimus in a lot of media. I think they do too, but I also think that's the difference of, not everybody's been around since G1, so to everybody it's like Orion Pax to Optimus Prime, and that's not really it. This is a middle ground where, yes, in G1 cartoon, it really was Orion Pax into Optimus Prime, but also G1 has terrible canon and continuity. None of it makes sense if you scrutinize it. It doesn't. I'm sorry. Deal with it. This is a perfect middle ground. You have Orion Pax. We have something happens to him. He's rebuilt into Optimus. Then he becomes Prime. That's the history, but we don't know those stories yet. Let them take their time. Like, all this doesn't need to be handed out very quickly. I don't know why people are rushing to get these answers when we've had enough tease that we can put these puzzle pieces together. Where is common sense? And again, I blame a lot of this on grifters. The fans that I talk to on TikTok are really chill and cool with all of this and are excited and are like, oh no, I get Optimus, wasn't, right. They get it. YouTube, I think because of how the YouTube grifter community has kind of taken over, that's what's driven to comment, and I think we see that a lot, and I'm like, it's fucked. That's all it is. It's fucked. I love it though, and I love this design, and I want a toy of this design, but I don't like the wheels on the hips. Never have. Shut the fuck up. I don't like it. I love this design though, and I want a toy of it. I want a YOLO Park toy of it though. My Hasbro transforming collection has pretty much winded down. I don't collect Hasbro Transformers anymore. I only want the robot modes. Now my son still buys Hasbro because that, he likes actually playing with them. I want the perfect robot mode on display. So I pretty much buy 3-0 and YOLO Park, and that's it. I have the 3-0 DLX Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Soundwave. I'm about to redecorate in here so that some other stuff can be on display, because the Hasbro stuff is great for playing with, but the aesthetic, because of them having to transform, just isn't the same. Like, all of this is going to just be put in, for my son to play with, and I'm going to change my displays up. And then of course blockies. I love blockies. They're just the robot modes, and they're so fun, and they're little, so they're easy to play with. But also, again, you get a quick group. That's my only complaint. Like I love YOLO Park, but it takes. I mean, like it's gonna. I'll probably die before they finish anything, because I don't. It's taking them forever. Like and that's if they keep the license. I'll be 100 years old and they still won't have the entire G1 cast made in YOLO Park. I don't see that happening. So it's like that's where Blockies comes in. Anyway, I love this design of Optimus. I want a high quality YOLO Park AMK model of it. I really do. I mean, I love it, man. I don't know what his vehicle mode is. I don't give a fuck because I don't give a shit about cars. I love this. The only thing that I would change is I would get rid of the hip wheels because they're ugly. Honestly, I'd get rid of the wheels completely. I wouldn't have any wheels. I'm a fan of G1, and the vehicle parts always disappeared. I would get rid of the vehicle part. I'd get rid of all the wheels, and I'd get rid of the single smokestack. I don't mind asymmetry, but I'm just like, I don't really need it. Get rid of it. But I would make those small changes. Yeah, those are small changes. Those are nitpick small changes. I love it though, and I hope he stays as Optimus for years and years and years. I don't want Optimus Prime anymore. I'm tired of the military gung ho ness. I want to see somebody who's like, fuck war, fuck all of this. It hasn't helped anyone. I just want to see something different, and I think that speaks to the state of the society and the world we're in. But that's how I feel about it. And Transformers, I know they're robots, but Transformers has always inspired my fandom. Like it inspires my writing. I love these characters. I love the ensemble. Transformers has a great ensemble of really distinct characters and colors and personalities. And it's something that, I don't know, it's something that, I want to take with me even in what I develop. But anyway, so that's about it. Transformers 30. I'm really excited for it. Yes, Optimus is, he's still tall. He is still tall, but he is definitely, he's not like he is in G1 where he's looming over everybody. He's still tall, but he is by no means the biggest anymore. But he's, so it's, I'm pretty sure Bulkhead is probably bigger than him at this point, which is fitting to me. So, but yeah, he is 100% tall, but he is no longer like, oh my God, he stands out so much, which I like. Again, it's another thing that I really do like about it. I like that we're going to have Optimus for a little bit. So anyway, that's about covers Transformers 30. That's really the only stuff that really matters. Like I said, the kids split up. Basically, a group goes with mom, a group stays with dad, and I'm excited to see what happens next. I like legitimately am excited for 30 and 31. I say that because issue 30, the issue that leaked, it's not out until March 11th. So we don't get to see what comes after until fucking April. But I'm super excited. I love the Energon Universe still. And then, of course, in June, we're getting Mask. So we're going to have 4 Energon Universe books, which Comics Pro confirmed they're not doing any more than 4 books. So it's easy to pick up. I'm adding that one. I mean, like, I'm not going to miss a single issue of the Energon Universe. I love it. And I say that as someone who fucking I had no interest in G.I. Joe. But I like this G.I. Joe because of how it ties into Transformers. I still think Duke is a cunt, though. Okay, let's see. Hip wheels are so Alita has something to grab onto when they're midnight dancing. Ah, yes. Miguel says, so does exclamation make it better, Greg? I guess it does work, but I still don't like hip wheels. Dan says, do you know who Kirpin was teasing that could appear in future issues? The names that were brought up to him were Shatter, Dropkick, Windblade, Lugnut, Flame War, Arachnid. That was expanded on at Comics Pro, at least my interpretation. I do believe Windblade and Lugnut are both going to be popping up. Those are the two that at least the clues that I got and the way that they were talking, it's those two. Dan says, do you know of anyone else outside of these names that could show up? Outside of those names? I'm trying to think. Out of those names, outside of those names, I mean, there's the big one, which is coming. I mean, I don't think this is a spoiler. I mean, we're already talking spoilers, so I mean, come on. The Dinobots are about to show up in a very, very big way. Um, let's see. Miguel says, "Let the story breathe a while, live in the moment." Again, that's what I say, man. That's what I say. Um, Kaiju says they'll just retool Cyber World Optimus somehow. Hasbro would. YOLO Park though. YOLO Park's gonna give me what I want. And then Optimus is smaller now, no stepping on animals. Dan says, while we love the Autobots versus Decepticon war, it's long past time to move on from that. Show us stories where the two factions work together. I don't really care about two factions working together. And in this universe, Megatron's evil. Megatron's like fuck. Megatron's like Benjamin Netanyahu. So I don't really need to see that, but I want to see Optimus be like, this isn't working. Like, it just, and again, I think that's where it's headed, and I find that really interesting. I think Daniel Warren Johnson's idea for plans for Elita One that Kirkman is now executing on. I love Daniel Warren Johnson. I loved all the ideas he's had for Transformers, and these are still his ideas. Kirkman said that at Comics Pro. You know, before Johnson left, they laid out the next 25 issues, especially if Johnson wants to come back, because Johnson did not close the door. He just wanted to. He has his own project he wanted to go work on, and it's all consuming for him, which I respect as an artist. But yeah, all of this is Johnson's plot. This is all. This is everything that Johnson laid out to Kirkman that he would have done if he had stayed on, and Kirkman is doing it. Let's see. Divorce in a Nutshell says, Dan, the Transformers on Earth will probably get Hound in the G.I. Joe books. I assume Hound, because again, the next issue of G.I. Joe in March takes place before this. So Optimus Prime is going to meet with the G.I. Joes, or at least I think it's going to be. We know that they're meeting Optimus in the next issue in March, and I assume it takes place before this. So we're going to have a little bit of a better idea on continuity of how these books connect. Let's see. Miguel says, was Lugnut invented for animated? Yes. My boy Grimlock. Yeah, Grimlock's coming, and I'm very excited for Grimlock and the Dinobots. I have, again, very high expectations because I have loved the Energon universe. Miguel says, there's a lot of factions of Transformers. Let's see some new and wild stuff with said factions, because if not, they're just gathering dust. It's true. There's a lot of sub-factions within these groups that I would love to have more time with, and that's why I keep telling Kirkman, dude, it's okay. It's okay, slow down. Like, just, you can slow down. You can take your time. You let us live in the moment a little bit. Give us a couple of issues, give us some Optimus monologue. Like, again, just give us some Warren Johnson where it's just like taking in the world, because that's what Johnson, again, I want to continue to reiterate, these are all Daniel Warren Johnson's ideas. He was going to do this, but Kirkman is a faster paced writer than Johnson, so things happen. I disagree with Afton. I don't really. Skybound is not just a darker version of G1. Skybound is aiming to be more than G1, as evidenced by everything Daniel Warren Johnson did. Character moments. But again, all of this, even this stuff with Elita Prime, these were all Johnson's ideas. Do I think Johnson is a better writer than Kirkman? Yes, obviously very different, but I do prefer Johnson's writing. I don't think Kirkman is bad. I still think Kirkman and Johnson both are two writers, are some of the better writers we've had on Transformers. Because Transformers has not always been good in comics. It's never been a straight line of like high quality, and I feel like it is here. Now, Kirkman's still quality writer, a different writer, but a quality writer. I don't agree with his pace, but that's minutia. I still like the story that Johnson crafted that Kirkman is executing on, and I have a lot of respect for Kirkman for continuing Johnson's plot, and I think that deserves acknowledgement. But I don't want to see. I don't think we need Optimus Prime in every single universe to be the same. Like, let's do something different with these characters, but that still honors them, and that's what Johnson did. And that's what they're doing, and I absolutely love it. I mean, you look at the Starscream in Skybound, you look at Optimus here, you look at Cliffjumper, who has way more personality than he ever did. Like, these are improvements over G1 because G1 isn't quality. I mean, like, again, my daughter and I, it's been a while ago. My daughter and I were rewatching G1. It's not good. It's not. It's fun and it's silly, but it's not good. Like you can, there's so many great ideas there that you can take, and that's what Skybound has done. That's what Transformers Animated did. That's what Beast Wars elevated. I mean, in my opinion, but there's there's objectively a fact that Transformers G1 is not good. It's just a cartoon to sell toys. That's it. Um, Again, it's very shrewd even in the movie. I mean, like I love the movie, but it's shrewd business. I mean, it's just let's get rid of stuff to sell more toys. That's all it is. And there's no real narrative. And it was an 80s cartoon. It can be improved on. Like G1 is not the bar. In my opinion, Beast Wars is the high bar. Beast Wars and Transformers Animated are the high bar. Miguel says, not going to lie, they cooked with him in Transformers Animated. Kaz says, so Activision licensed Transformers games, re-release is on ice, right? Let's see. Okay, so I think we're caught up. So yeah, we can move on. Miguel says, I really hope that Radio takes the hook on chat. I'm sure he will. He's just that predictable. Okay, so let's quickly touch on the games. Again, a Transformers AAA game is still in development. I believe it is a co-development between Saber and Skybound. There is still a lot of gossip about it, but it is 100% coming. The next Transformers game, the AAA Transformers game that Hasbro told investors about, is still 100% in development and is coming. I believe through evidence that is the title Saber is working on. Again, it's just putting puzzle pieces together, and I think Skybound is assisting in some way. There was a lot of gossip at Comics Pro event about Skybound getting into some other media and working with a beloved brand. Again, I'm putting puzzle pieces together. That's just me. Interpret it how you want, but that's how I interpret it. But the Transformers game that Hasbro told investors about is still coming. It is still in development. Not been canceled. Not been shelved. All we loosely know about it, and this is depending on how far you want to take this. All we loosely know about it is the earliest leaks for this game noted that the playable character was just Optimus. I don't know if that was just because of a build or because of some concept art that was misunderstood, but that's all that was said, that it was narrative, focused on Optimus. You followed him through the story and you played as him through the story. So with that, in terms of re-releases, again, the Transformer re-releases, it's not really a matter of them being put on ice. It's licensing issues. Microsoft doesn't want to pay, so therefore these games are just kind of setting. Hasbro's trying to find a way to get these titles so that they can put them back out. War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, and Devastation are caught in a limbo between Microsoft's ownership of Activision and Hasbro's ownership of Transformers. There's some issues also with music because of Pussifer for Fall of Cybertron. There's a lot of things that are going on here in terms of these licensing agreements that Hasbro's trying to figure out. Because again, Hasbro wants these games out. It's not like remasters. It's not remakes. They literally just want to take these fucking games, these fucking 3 games, and just put them out so that people can buy them. And Microsoft are being cunts. So again, I don't know when and if enough money will exchange hands, but I know that Hasbro wants to have something to announce. Hasbro is trying to have something to announce this summer. I assume they're trying to get those re-releases ironed out. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. That's business. There's a lot of things there's a lot of things that have to happen behind closed doors for that shit to mean anything. But I know Hasbro wants it to happen, but Microsoft are dicks. I mean, again, there's no other way to put it. If you're an Xbox fan, fine. But I'm sorry, Microsoft is a piece of shit. They're one of the worst partners in the industry, and you can see how they're just, laying off. I mean, look how they gutted and laid off Sarah and Phil Spencer without any warning. We talked about that on our other channel and on our Discord. We already got the gossip on that. We know what happened. Microsoft can suck it. Then There is a smaller kid-friendly Transformer game as well, but that doesn't matter to anybody. Nobody ever, nobody's gonna play them. Then, in terms of the Skybound adult animated Transformers series, Skybound is currently shopping it around. Paramount has no involvement. Yes, Paramount is not involved. From what I heard, Paramount has completely passed on the Transformers Energon Universe animated series. In terms of the last thing I heard, they're using words. It's a loose adaptation. There's going to be stuff that fills in the gaps, but it is going to be a more cohesive, bigger, like it's going to be Transformers, but it's going to have a lot of other parts of the Energon universe tying into this one series, with the potential for a spinoff down the line. But everything's going to be happening in this Transformers show. Um, it apparently they are narrowing down a distributor, a streaming service. I think it's going to be Amazon. My gut instinct says Amazon's probably going to be the one to get it. I don't think Netflix. I think Netflix tried to do the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy shows. They didn't do well. I don't think Netflix is going to wrap back around for that. I don't think Paramount Plus is going to have it, because Paramount didn't even want to make this cartoon. So I think it really comes down to, I mean, again, and HBO Max. I just don't think it fits. I think if this is going to end up landing on Amazon because of Kirkman's relationship with Amazon already. So that's where I think it's going to land. Best case scenario, it gets announced this summer/fall. But I think, the show's not premiering this year. Best case scenario is fall, holiday 2027 is when this show will premiere, just based on production. It apparently, early production documents had it listed for 8 to 12 episodes. They were ironing it out. I don't know if it's going to be 8, don't know if it's going to be 12, but that's what production documents, when they leaked late last year, showed. But the show is happening. No idea on voice cast. I don't think Peter Cullen is going to be voicing Optimus full time anymore. Again, that's a whole other topic, and he has his private life, and I don't really try to get into that shit unless I'm calling out cunts, and Peter Cullen is not a cunt. So, but he's getting older. I don't think he's going to be voicing Optimus Prime full time. So I know that there's auditions. I know that the show is in production. All these things are happening, but I don't expect it to premiere until 2027 at this point. And I expect an announcement. I expect an official announcement, because again, we leaked it. A real announcement probably summer or fall. And if not this year, then they'll announce it summer next year with a premiere date, when it's really closer. But yeah, so that's it. That's the only Transformers in development. Transformer movies were put on ice. Paramount's not doing anything with Transformer movies right now. There's no writer's room. There's nothing. Like, the Transformer movie right now, as of today, is dead. That could change. I don't know Michael Bay. I don't know if he's coming back around. I have no idea. But like right now, there's no production. There's nothing. There's only development on a shitty G.I. Joe film. Transformers is effectively, like, right now, not permanently. I'm not saying it's permanent. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm just trying to be honest. Right now, Transformers is dead at Paramount. And I think Paramount's a terrible partner. Okay, let's see. Let me catch up again. Are we going to talk about the figures? Yeah, we can talk about the figures if anybody wants to. I talked about the figures a little bit at the opening, about what I collect, of course. Let's see. Kaiju says, I need to go to my eye appointment. Update me on any other drama in the Discord. Right on, man. Afton says, on that note, I recently learned about the Origins version of Wheeljack. I think he's better than the Earthrise mold. I don't have, again, it's the same thing as always. Hasbro doesn't make bad figures. It's just, I don't transform my figures anymore. So I just really want the perfect robot mode. So I have to go elsewhere for what I collect. My son has... my son has the Cybertron Bumblebee mold, but then then just a lot of Earth modes, pretty much. Because the Origins version of Wheeljack, that's his first appearance, More Than Meets the Eye Part 1, if memory serves. But yeah, again, YOLO Park, Blockies, and 3-0 is really... That's what I buy for me now. Like, that's it. Because I just want the perfect robot modes. Let's see. Miguel says, just had some flashbacks when I was a kid and playing the demo Transformers the movie game on PC and watching videos for the rest of the game and being so jealous I couldn't play on those maps. Oh, I remember that. Not the best game, but again, it was fun for a tie-in. Miguel says, are you excited to see Freddie Mercury in Invincible Season 4? Yes. Dan says, in the game, are we following Optimus on Earth or Cybertron? The concept art had him on Earth. I assume it's Transformers. I assume we'll be at Cybertron at some point. But in terms of the actual concept art, it did have Optimus on Earth. Um, so, again, I don't know if that's going to be like the majority of the game, but and again, and I said this earlier, and I want to reiterate and say it again. When all you have to go on is art with no context, you kind of put stuff together. I mean, you do it the best you can, and on top of that, there's the gossip that came out that no Optimus, you follow Optimus, you play as Optimus. This isn't going to be like the other games. It's very story driven. We have to wait and see, because again, concept art comes out, people misunderstand it, everybody looks at it their own way and interprets it their own way. I think it's very likely because of the gossip around right now, but we have to wait and see. Same for Saber. We're just putting pieces together. We know a AAA Transformers game is happening, though. At the base level of fact is that a AAA Transformers game is happening because Hasbro told their investors. You don't lie about that. You know what I mean? Kaz says, is Outright Games the developer? I like their games. I think they're fun. I honestly don't know. I have not dug around for the young adults, for Everyone Transformers game. I honestly haven't done any digging on that. Let's see. I know you hate Paramount, but they have Transformers, Matrix, TMNT, Harry Potter. So have you heard anything about Optimus joining the DCU? I don't like the Ellisons. I don't like the new owners of Paramount, and I don't like the fact that the Saudi Arabian government is also involved. I think those are fair things to complain about, and I think it's fair to put that on blast. I also creatively, I don't think Paramount is a good creative partner. You look at how they made the last Transformers movie, where they just said, hey, you write this type of script, you write this type of script, and let's mix it. And now they're doing that with G.I. Joe too. That's a terrible creative experience. That's a shitty creative experience because it's not creativity driving it. There's no passion driving it. You're not putting your faith into a writer. You're not putting your faith into a writer's room. You're not putting your faith into a single vision. You're just saying, let's do two scripts and take the cool shit from both and mix them. That's a terrible way to tell any story. That's a terrible way to make a game. That's a terrible way to make a movie. It's a terrible way to make a show. You don't fucking do it. Paramount, so in that respect, Paramount's a terrible partner. A shitty, terrible partner. I say all of that also, again, fuck the Saudi Arabian government and fuck the Ellisons. I will not spend any money on Paramount projects. Just full stop. Fuck them. Is there a new Transformers kids show? Not. There's two ways to answer this. I assume that there is. But it has not, God, what's it called? I'm sorry, I'm brain farting because I literally know it, and I assume this is the show that's going to be continuing. Is it literally just called Cyberverse, or is it Cyber World? What the fuck is the new toy line with the YouTube shows? That's what's continuing. Like, Hasbro ordered that. That's going to be airing on YouTube in 2026 and 2027. I don't know if it's going to continue into 2028 when, the Transformers Skybound show is running in its prime. But, that's what Hasbro's pushing for the next 2 to 3 years is Cyber World. It's not Cyberverse. Cyberverse was a different toy line. I think it's Cyber World. But that's it. And that show's on YouTube. That's what's getting pushed and promoted. That's the kids show. Cyber World. Yeah. That's the kids show. Afton says, God, please, no Michael. I hate him so much. I don't like Michael Bay either, but that's who Paramount wants. Paramount wants to go back to Michael Bay. So it's like, fuck it. I won't pay to see it. Fuck it. All right. We got about 10, 15 minutes left, and then I got to go back to work. Paramount dead. Transformers dead at Paramount. They announced it as one of the franchises that have potential. Was it all just PR talk? So far, it looks like PR talk. There's nothing in development. Now, again, it's early in the year. Any things can change. But like at this rate, we're not getting a Transformer movie from Paramount until 2028, and that's being optimistic. There's nothing though. There's no director. There's no cast. There's no script. Transformers has potential. It absolutely does. That's true. But also, what was the most recent Transformer film and what year did it come out? Because um, there's the 5 year rule. Like, if Paramount intends to keep Transformers, a movie has to go into production before within 5 years of the last release, or else they lose the license. Um, Transformers One, right? Transformers One. So yeah, they're on the clock now. So the fear is that they rush something out. They just put a shit script together and get Michael Bay to make it just to keep the license for another 5 years. Um, but I believe like we're on the clock basically. Like the timer is counting down for Paramount to keep the license. So if they're going to do something, they're going to have to do it soon. TF1 released in 2024. Oh, okay. They have a little bit of a window then. So yeah, they have 5 years to they got 5 years to go into development on a Transformers film before they lose the license. Uh, but I honestly, what I want to happen is I want Paramount to abandon the Transformers license, it go back to Hasbro, and then Hasbro partner with Universal. Give Transformers to Universal. I'm serious. I'm serious. My professional business opinion. Give Transformers to Universal, and you're gonna have a hit. Universal knows what to do. I'm telling you. Universal's producers, they know these kind of projects. I've talked to them so many times in the past. And again, past. But Universal knows these types of projects. Give Transformers to Universal, and you're going to have a fucking hit. Reboot the whole fucking thing, and you're going to have a hit. I'm telling you. If you don't give it to Universal, then again, you're killing Transformers. Because Paramount does not know what they're doing. Paramount does not need Transformers anymore. Give it to Universal, or, hey, even then, if not Universal, give it to Netflix. But I still think Universal's the way to go. I'm telling you. Take it from Paramount. So 2024, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Yeah, it's 2026. They still have enough time to go into development. Do I think another Transform movie is going to get made by Paramount? Yeah, they're not going to lose the license. I wish they would, but realistically, they're not going to. Is it going to be shit? Yeah. Will it bomb? I hope so. I hope the next Transform movie bombs so that it goes to somebody else because I don't want to support Paramount. I want it to go to Universal or Netflix. Specifically, I really want it to go to Universal. Let me be clear. They can make this movie. Okay, so let's see. Where am I at? Afton says it might just be that I have a toxic friend group for Transformers. One friend in particular hates non-transformative Transformers, and he really makes fun of everyone who gets them. He clashed with another friend of mine who gets blockies. Yeah, that person just sounds like a cunt. It's your own money. You spend money on what you want. What I want is really cool fucking looking robots. That's why I got my DLX. I got that, oh man, DLX. Those things are beautiful. I can't wait to put them on display. I can't wait to redecorate. I'm gonna redecorate this week, but man, a DL30, oh shit! Like you can't play with them, but they're fucking beautiful to display. Like that Optimus Prime, like my favorite Optimus Prime look ever is the Bumblebee movie Earth Mode Optimus Prime, and that DLX from 30, it is fucking gorgeous. Anyway, and then again, I love my blockies. You can see some of them there, and Unicron. Nobody summons Megatron, and it pleases me to be the first. I love that movie, Mac. Anyway, I love blockies. These are cool. I literally buy them by the case. I have not missed a single wave. My son and I fucking love them. I collect the taller series. I don't fucking remember what they're called. My son collects the Defender series, the smaller ones. because he likes to put them with his Legos. So we have not missed a case. Like honestly, he gets the Defenders, I get the Warriors, Heroes. I can't remember what that scale is called, but I fucking love them. And dude, like, look at this. Like that is G1 Shockwave. I want Blockies to do that Skybound Optimus. Like this looks good. This is amazing. The articulation's there. It's clean. But like, this is it. This is Shockwave. And then the new Megatron. This is the Megatron from the most recent wave. Because again, Blockies is redoing their characters because they're doing some new molds and some new articulation. And like, dude, like that Megatron, Hasbro, I'm sorry, Hasbro doesn't got shit on these. Because it has to transform and it's always going to, the aesthetic's not going to be there. This is perfect. I love them. I love these. Articulation's amazing. Sculpt and detail. Look at the personality in that face. Again, my other camera's a lot better than my webcam, but like, shit. Just, I love it. Oh, hang on. Obviously, I got to show off Optimus because he's my favorite. Whee! But like, look at this Optimus. Look at that head sculpt. Again, Optimus is defined, in my opinion, by the head sculpt and by the antenna. And like, you look at that shit, that is some nice shit. I love it. So like, in terms of like, I fucking love Blockies. For a toy to play with, Blockies wins over Hasbro. For display, for like a proper display, YOLO Park and 3-0 win. Like Hasbro has nothing on these companies. Like Hasbro doesn't. Like it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Anyway, yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. They are so much fun and quick to put together too, because these are little model kits, and they have extra hands and shit. They got awesome accessories, but I literally have like you can kind of see, but like I got all the Constructicons, all the Dinobots, all the Insecticons. Hot Rod's over there too. He's fishing right now. Anyway. Oh, and RC was in the newest wave too. They did a G1 RC. And then Skyfire, or Jetfire if you're nasty. I'm going to get distracted. But I have the Dinobots in robot mode and in animal dinosaur mode, whatever the fuck you want to say. Okay, anyway. Kaz says, do you think we will see both game announcements this year? No. Everybody's answering Cyberworld from earlier. Miguel says, neither will I. By the way, I'm almost finished. You're almost finishing the pen. Oh, right on. Cool. TF1 released 2004. Not gonna lie, I thought Rise of the Beast was the last one. Everybody did. Nobody watched Transformers 1. Brandon says, I really hope we see that AAA game soon. I think we will. I mean, again, Hasbro can't keep this stuff a secret forever. Investors are going to want to know what's happening, especially after all this shit, and gaming is kind of the future of entertainment. And I don't say that because I just opened a company. Although I do believe gaming is the future and the best way to experience entertainment and story. The movie sucked. Not gonna lie, 80s movie to be exact. Nothing I can't. Okay, Miguel is being facetious and trying to be funny. Okay, so like this video, share it with your friends, share it with your loved ones, share it with your mom. I'm a hit with moms. Moms love me. We got a few more minutes to kind of let it go, but I do got to get back to work. So anything that I didn't think of, questions or comments, any kind of questions, any kind of comments, touch base on anything. Miguel is asking if I want to go into VC while I work. Yeah, I'll drop into the voice chat while I work. I don't mind. I think we're kind of caught up though. Next time I go live is going to be on the other channel, and this might look different. I'm being super lazy. I really want to get my 3.0 stuff and my YOLO Park stuff out in here and kind of get all the clutter, because like everything's just kind of piled up. I got to finish. I got to do something. But anyway, do you think we will see the gaming industry reset? I think I think you're going to see independent developers take charge, and you're going to see independent developers take the lead. Independent developers are going to be telling better stories. They're going to be taking more risks because they're not public companies that have to answer to someone. There's a difference, and there's going to be videos coming on what I've had to deal with as an owner of a gaming company, as an owner of a developer, on the other channel, not on this channel, because this channel doesn't give a shit about that. But there's a difference between being a publicly traded company and finding an investor that just trusts your vision. And it's distinct and it's important. I think going public, I think publishers being public, I think acquisitions by massively publicly traded corporations is harmful to the gaming industry and it's harmful to creativity. But I do believe that independent developers can take the lead and do something and make something different and make something risky. You look at Hollow Knight, you look at its sequel Silksong, you look at Dispatch. These are Game of the Year contenders. The Discord link isn't working. Hold on, man. I'll get you a new one. I'll post it in the... I'll literally post it in the chat. Give me just a minute. I don't know why it's not working. It's a brand new link. Fucking piece of shit. Fuck. Always expiring. Always fucking expiring. And I'll set it to never expire. I'll generate a new link. Set you with this role for when you join. Copy. And then I'll also put it in the new description of the video as well. Give me just a hot second. Here we go. And I'm going to pin it. I usually like to pin one of you guys' fun comments, but in my opinion, I'm sorry, I'm going to be frank here, none of you have had an entertaining comment worth pinning. That's on you. That's on fucking you. Okay, so that Discord link should work because it's brand fucking new. And then let me... Okay. Yeah, I guess the old one expired, even though I set it to not fucking expire. I'll fix that in the descriptions, though. I'll put in this new one, and hopefully it doesn't expire, because I set it to not. I blame Discord and the Israeli government. Okay, so last few minutes. Again, take it or leave it. Last couple of minutes before I got to go back to work. You dare blame us on your pinnage. Hey, it's not my responsibility to have a funny comment. I'm talking in the video. Someone's supposed to have a funny comment that I'm supposed to pin every live stream. Nobody had anything worthwhile. That's not on me. Consumerism. Consumerism. Okay. I'll be hanging out in Discord. I still got some work to do, so I'm going to be working. And then tonight I'm going back to Resident Evil Requiem to get a little bit further. You know, just day by day. Day by day, we're getting through it. We're getting through it. It's an intense game, and I'm nervous about what's going to happen to some of these people. If anybody spoils it, I will hunt you down. I will make your mom fall in love with me. And then I'm going to be your stepdad. And I'm going to ground you. I'm going to ground you from the computer. Anyway, hope you have a good day and rest of the week. Always love chatting with you. Hey, no problem at all. Always fun to do this. Like I said, we'll be live again tomorrow on the other channel. And yeah, unless there's like some breaking Transformers news, because you guys know how I do here. There's no clickbait, no bullshit. So like, we're going to go live on Transformers when there's something to actually talk about. You know, we can focus on Transformers. Otherwise, we'll be over on the other. Okay. I think we're clear. I think we're all in the clear. Again, remember, like the video, share it, Otherwise, YouTube punishes me because you watched and didn't like it. So YouTube then tells me nobody likes your video. So there we go. And again, also, when this video is archived and actually up, leave a comment there too, because YouTube is awful. I think that catches us all up. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody. It's March 3rd. There was a blood moon last night, so I hope everybody got freaky. You know, I hope you have a witch in your life that made your night freaky. Bye.